Croeso. This is James, aka JP Harker, coming to you with another reading and writing vlog video, just letting you know what I've been up to. There's not much more of an intro to do than that, so let's get down to it. What I've been reading this week. I don't have many physical books to hold up and wave, because some of them have been audiobooks, and the big book that I've read, which is Peace Talks, I've lent to my sister yesterday, so I'm afraid that's no longer available. I'll start off with Peace Talks. We've been waiting for Peace Talks for, I think, 6 years at least, and with that sort of thing there's always the worry that it's not going to be as good as you thought it would be. And I was very, very pleased with it, gotta be said. It ends somewhat abruptly. It does give you the very clear feeling that this is maybe a single book that was split in two. Fortunately, Battleground is going to be out quite soon, so there's less fear of, are we going to be waiting years to find the conclusion? We're not. And even having said that, it does have its own start, middle and end. It's very obviously a setup for the next book, but no more than something like Fellowship of the Ring is. You still have a satisfying bit of story going on, and I like that. I have missed Harry Dresden. I've missed him a lot. I've missed a lot of the characters, and the great news is most of them make an appearance. Most of the ones that I like, some more than others, they all make a little cameo or we have a few moments with them, and I do like that, because the world he's created, the pantheon of characters, it must be such a struggle not to disappoint readers by leaving people out. So well done to Jim Butcher for having enough time with everybody that it feels that you've not been cheated, and those who aren't there, we get the feeling they probably will be at some point. So I enjoyed that. We got some great times with Ebenezer, who is another old favourite, and I do like the way the relationship with him and Harry, when we first meet them, it's very, very different to what it is now. You can see that respect and reverence is still there to a degree, but it's that classic notion of the more we grow up, the more we realise our parents or parental figures are fallible, and you stop seeing them as here's something to emulate, and you start seeing them as here's some things to emulate, here's other things to avoid. And I like the way that they're doing that, but in the context of magic and demons, and they're making a real life lesson into something that's fast-paced and adventurous. I liked that. I could go on for some time about Peace Talks, but I'm always wary of spoilers, so I'll sum it up with very, very good. Not at all a disappointment after all this build-up it's had. It lived up to what we all hoped and dreamed it would be. If it has a flaw, it's that it ends too quickly, but I don't know who said, somebody famous said it, that if you're left wanting more from a book, that's the highest type of flattery you can give to it. And the good news is, Battleground's out soon. We don't have another 6 years to see what happens next, so that's excellent. That's it for Peace Talks then. The other book that I very much enjoyed was Kings of the Wild, and I generally don't like that much fantasy that pokes fun at itself. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but I have issue with Terry Pratchett. Well, not issue, he writes what he wants. But I don't really enjoy Terry Pratchett because he's subverting fantasy and poking fun at it and all that, which is fine and good. But I think he takes it too far. It's not like the Tom Holtz where there's still a degree of genuine peril. With a Terry Pratchett, you get the feeling that, well, they'll just pull an anvil out of a hat or something and they'll save the day. So even though it's clever and seen as funny, I can see why people think it's funny, I don't particularly go in for it. I find it, you can't really engage in the story or engage with the characters because it's all just too silly. It's taken it too far. Kings of the Wild found a very nice balance, I thought. It's obviously poking fun at the genre, it's obviously not taking itself that seriously. There's a little twinkle in the eye when they're talking about some of the stuff they've done and some of the stuff that's happening, but not to the extent that there isn't tension in the story. All through it, you're waiting for who's going to get killed, what horrible thing's going to happen, and you feel for the characters, you know, especially the protagonist, Cooper. So I think that was really nicely done. It was serious fantasy for the most part, but with lots of little in-jokes and gags, and just the concept itself was brilliant. The idea of sort of the Fellowship of the Ring meets Kiss. The idea that they're even called bands, and they're called bookers and frontmen. And I thought, that has such potential to be a really stupid and silly idea, but it was such fun, and the characters were brilliant. These grumpy old has-beens who are off on one last adventure together. It's something that's been done before, but I don't know if it's been done in quite this way before, and I really enjoyed it, so rated that one very, very highly. Credit to Kat of Brews and Reviews, because I'd seen this on her channel and thought, oh, that looks cool, so credit to her. There were other books I read, but they were technical manuals on the use of the gladius and things like that, and while I might find that interesting, I don't think anyone watching this will find it interesting, so I'm going to gloss over that and move on to what I'm reading at the moment. And at the moment I am reading Children of Húrin, which I think is a lot more fun and engaging than most people would expect. Lord of the Rings is generally criticised as being quite slow and dense to get through, and then you read the Silmarillion and you think actually it wasn't that bad, because the Silmarillion is very, very dense, very, very hard going. And I'd heard Children of Húrin was quite like that, and it's told in a similar sort of way. But I don't find it to be a chore to get through. I don't find, with the Silmarillion, I thought, I'm going to get through this out of pride more than anything else. Children of Húrin, I'm genuinely interested in it, I'm genuinely enjoying it. So that's a pleasant surprise so far, about maybe a third of the way through. I'll keep you posted, but so far, I would recommend that one. Don't be intimidated by the shadow of the Silmarillion, it is worth a look. Okay, we move on from reading to writing. Most of my time this last couple of weeks has been devoted to Lanzarote. I am just finished the 12th chapter, so we're getting to the big event of the middle of the book. And it's going reasonably well. I've been quite slow over the last few days. I was hammering through it for the first week or so, and then I had some long dialogue scenes to write, and they always take me longer. I'm always having to go out for a walk and talk to myself and get the ideas working in my head. It's not like an action scene that just comes naturally. Dialogue, I've got to do a lot more thinking around. So that's been taking me some time, but we've now got an action coming up, so hopefully I'll get through that one a little bit quicker, and we'll have some fun with that, and then we'll be back to some dialogue, and I'll nip up the mountain and walk around and look like a madman talking to myself. But yes, fingers crossed, we're going to get that one done quickly. I have ignored Blood and Woad quite a bit in favour of Lancelot, and I think that's a good thing, because the romance hasn't kicked back in yet. And for the Caledon Saga itself, legions of fans, it's okay. I have only one beta reader to get back to me. I've got my covers guy, which is Ken of Creative Covers. He's very, very good. He's pretty much sorted out the cover, he just needs the page count. So once I've got the final beta reading back, I'll have the page count, I'll get a proof copy, we'll be well on our way. So it is coming. Be patient, my legion of fans. On the subject of beta reading, I have been beta reading for Harker still. I've just finished her book, which, much like some of the others I've beta read, they haven't been my usual genre, but I've still quite enjoyed them. I think that speaks very highly to someone's storytelling. Is I wouldn't have picked this up if someone had told me this is what it is. I would have thought, maybe not. But having been given it to read, I thought, oh, this is actually quite good. So that is good news. As and when that comes out, I'll make sure to let everyone know, because it's always worth promoting work that you think highly of, so well done on that. And the final thing, as usual, I have my little list of things. The final thing, I'm going to reveal what the secret mission has been that we've been working on for the last month or so. And it's that I'm looking to develop a board game that's set in the universe of the Caledon Saga. And it's a strategy sort of game where you control different tribes or legions and stuff like that. I'm not going to go into any detail because we're still playtesting it. But I thought, there's not much point saying, ooh, mystery, mystery. No, if I'm going to gain any interest in this, might as well tell folk about it. So, as that develops, I will keep people updated on it, but so far it's looking pretty good. The structure of it's working well, the characters in it are working well, people are enjoying it, which is the vitally important thing. We've been playing it online over Discord and Roll20. So, with a bit of luck, that's just going to take a little bit of tweaking, and then I'll look at getting that developed. I will be putting a call out for more playtesters, because the more feedback I can get, the better. But I'm quietly hopeful for that. Now, it's a fairly brief video. I'm sure you'll all be pleased with that. It's not a great deal to report this week. I'll try and get things a little bit more going next week once I'm writing some action scenes for Lanzarote. But yes, that'll have to do us for now. So, as usual, if you liked what you saw, like and subscribe and comment, and go to the website and buy the books and all of that. If you didn't like it, keep it to yourself. This is James, aka JP Harker. I shall see you again. Hwyl fawr.